Hey Ines,
Hello, Thor. Wonderful to see you yet again.
as always, how you been?
Very well. Gosh, what a fabulous day.
I know, right? It's so
Yeah,
nice to see
so fun.
sun and summer. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. They're little birdies flying around. But I thought they were going to say it was going to be cold on
Yeah, I mean, I
Easter
think
weekend.
Coming Monday again, it's going to be like freezing.
Oh, Monday. Okay, that's 24 hours away. That's okay. That's all right. All kinds of things can happen in 24 hours. Yeah. Turn the
True,
heating on again. Yeah, that
true. It
works.
is an island after all, isn't it? So much can happen
Absolutely.
in a couple of days.
And no man is an island, is our way. We will get, oh, but they did say on the news, they did say a couple of days ago, we might get the Sahara sand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was on the BBC. So that's nice. Nice pink color, really dusty for the cars.
Yeah, I
Bad
was
for
about to
people,
say
but
it
it's
may
nice.
look nice, but
Yeah.
is it nice? I don't know.
I don't know either. No, I don't know either. But you know what is nice? We had a number of individuals who are really interested in healing. They're interested in crystals and the pendulum. So, although we're not going to go into it per se, if you like, but these are fascinating topics, important topics as well. Um, and what we're going to do is to discuss them and go into them so that everyone can utilize the pendulum, the crystals, the healing in according, to your own needs. And then, because it's such a huge subject, we'll come back to the crystals, we'll come back to healing, and we'll come back to pendulum again and again, as is appropriate in the subjects that we're going to discuss. What do you think, Thor? Is that a pretty good idea?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very, very good idea, actually.
Yeah, when it's appropriate, we can bring it in again. So then we can. I mean, crystals you should be able to use every single day of the year. That isn't it. But to utilize them as a beneficial work situation, that is, that's what I'm talking about. And because healing, what we've discussed in the past, healing is actually the ability to help ourselves when we say, I know I'm repetitive, but which way? What can I possibly do? Um, will this ever end? Or literally just the simple word help. That is, I mean, that's on so many people's mind. So there's so much anxiety all around us. But that's what healing is. It's sometimes a misinterpreted term, but being able to help ourselves just to move on with it. But we talk of healing, we talk about opening the chakrams, we talk about spiritual contact, the crystals, and so on. Everything that we talk about, all those amazing, from transfiguration to, exorcism, blah 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 blah, everything pales into insignificance in the light of meditation, as meditation is the groundwork for everything that you might wish to achieve, that whatever you're interested in or you are want to work towards, it still requires meditative state, which means a calm mind. Also, where the so maybe you think you're left out on a limb. Okay, I can't meditate, I can whatever it happens to be, to help yourself. But the guiding forces, and they are applicable to everyone, however you see or perceive a guiding force to be, when it is necessary and needful, beneficial for ourselves, they will encourage any form of quietness of the mind to be used as a meditative state. And then, because they're allowing that to be used because you need it ASAP, this allows and then encourages that calmness of our mind and our body to help ourselves. And so, if you're agnostic, you don't believe in anything, doesn't matter. We must never forget that our individuality is exactly as it should be. So I'm only saying this, that regardless, when it is necessary, the guiding forces will still come forward. Any sort of chance of a quietness of the mind, and I'll go into that in a minute. How can you get a quietness of the mind? Will be used to help ourselves, our body and mind. There are certainly periods of time where the body, our body, the heart, the liver, the lungs, all of the organs or functions of the body need to relax for whatever reason. So when we meditate, calming the mind, all of these situations are actually given a respite. And even if it's only for literally a moment or two, but that moment or two will give greater strength to the organs of the body, and the brain is also an organ, of course, than say sleep. We have no choice, we have to sleep. But when we move forward to meditation, we're actually making a deliberate effort. So we are focusing on our body, on our life, and that instigates the form of meditative state, which is also then the positive reaction of self. It is an endeavor. That's what we are trying to do. So the healing is actually that word to move forward with ourselves, to find an answer, to help ourselves, is really a part of everything. All the things, everything is connected. And what we talk about, Thor and I talk about, in the forms of healing, in one way or another, would also include, unfortunately, the lessons of life, which aren't always that amazing, are they? So that takes takes effort. So healing and meditation go very, very closely together. So where does that power come from? This is also, it's open for debate. However, where does the power of healing come from? It comes from the Kundalini. Kundalini is the base chakra. It is the color of red. But should there be a need for the body to be ill for a time, of course, no amount of healing or triggering by a healer would help. The Kundalini brings forward the power of self-healing, which triggers off the power of healing within us, which is within the blood. So our blood is obviously very important. This all comes together, but the primary situation is still the meditative state. In whatever form it comes, as a calm mind is needed to trigger off our immune system. That's why even I know so. Physicians, practitioners, medical professionals say, relax. Try to relax your mind, try to relax your body, and so on. It's because it's in the blood, it's in the immune system, but it needs to be triggered. It needs something to hold on to. So meditation, in essence, can be structured, of course. There are countless types of meditation which are meant to achieve this or that, blah, blah, blah. But meditation is a very broad term and can be achieved whether it's through hobbies, through work, through playing an instrument, playing a game. It matters not. If the interest is absorbed, it would be classified as a meditative state because of the concentration. Concentration is the prelude to the meditative state and can therefore be classified as a natural function. It is natural for us to work. It's natural to play games. It's natural to play an instrument, is it not? That requires the concentration. So we're coming to something which is very, very natural. So if we come to the healing, it can occur or can be instigated through many different areas, what we just said. But depending on how strong our thoughts are, and also providing that it is also meant to happen, of course. But regardless of the outcome, the mind will always be helped so that it can become stronger and more positive to continue with our life. Very, very important. So if we say we take a relaxed state of mind and we want to heal, that's our intent. Instead of moving your hands across willy-nilly across the body, concentrate and focus on the area where the difficulty is. For instance, if you have a problem with your shoulder and the pain is severe, obviously you wouldn't want to otherwise, if you can move into a state of calmness of mind and your thoughts, I'm thinking of my shoulder, and the attention to where the difficulty lies, you know exactly where it is, that enormous power, that thought from the Kundalini will then move to the designated area, which will be the trigger of self-healing within the body, but also within the mind. The mind is in charge of the body. There are, of course, muscular strains naturally, where we exercise, we rub in ointments and so on, whatsoever. Now, just very small interjection. We must never forget the medical practitioners, never forgetting those. Now then, onwards, this power, it will be directed, this power from the Kundalini will direct the self-healing in our energy field. Our energy field is is an electrical force field within the body. If somebody has a heart attack or the heart slows, how do we start it? Woof, electricity, plug it in, and out it comes. The voltage is being applied because we are also an electrical energy field. Don't stick your finger in a socket, okay? Don't do that. That's not what I'm recommending. Now, if we are sending healing through ESP, extrasensory perception, sixth sense, to others, what are they doing? Or what are we doing? We're just sending that exact same trigger to whoever it might be, to the other side of the world, possibly. But if you can imagine that if we can do that over great distances, and you were to apply that same strength to your own body, it becomes much more concentrated, of course, and that, of course, is a fact of all healing. The concentration, the trigger that is sent or applied stimulates the self-healing process. So what are we saying? If you squeeze that power from the Kundalini to trigger off the power in your body and then direct it, it is like directing the rays of the sun through glass, which will kindle a fire. It is a direction of the sun's rays that create that fire. And in the terms of identification of what we're talking about, we're talking of starting the fire of healing, are we not, within ourselves or within somebody else? Sorry, I really love licking my finger. So the power of healing is everything, and it is always self-healing. But sometimes we need assistance from a healer because one has not the direct power to trigger self-healing within oneself through either lack of ability to meditate or the inability to want to meditate. So we still need that situation. I will come back to that in a moment. Another situation, assume you have a headache or pain in the neck, in the back of the leg. Now, sometimes, if it is on the outer body, of course, it can be helped even by directing that self-healing force with the hands. Oh, this is nice, 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 not nice, because the direction will be more acute if you put your hand on that part of your body that hurts. And of course, the direction of your mind, you're in, oh God, I need this, oh, I need this, of your mind will also be where the hand pressure is. But where the difficulty is deep within the body, say it's in the middle of your body or it's in the back of your back where you cannot possibly reach it, then just apply your hand loosely to the area. If I'm talking something in the middle, I don't know if you can see, so sits right in the back, I cannot. So loosely, I'm having it in the front of my chest, really loosely, but I'm thinking of where it really is. That's inside of my body or in the back of it. You can't reach it. And the power and the strength of the mind can be sufficiently directed to wherever it is needed through visualization. Hence, our visualization meditation, because it can incorporate everything. So there are many, many reasons why the meditations, which is the prelude, and healing go so very well together. The meditation is the basis of many needs in our life, from the physical to our mental anguishes. But it would also apply to all forms of development and all forms of interest that you might have. So the healing relies a great deal on the power of being quiet. And if a healer comes close to you, you close your eyes. The healer puts his hands upon you. It's not a form of comfort, as well as a slight form of meditation. When that happens, you are immediately calmed. And as that happens, then you are allowing that which guides to come forward and to help trigger your own inner strength of healing, giving also perhaps insight to the mind and direction to the mind, to the dilemmas in your life, the anguishes in your life. So this is the basis, has to be the quietness of the mind. But as I said, the basis of quieting your mind can be hobbies. It can be exercise. It can be all kinds of situations. We're not all made of the same cloth. We're not meant to be. So if you are not able to meditate and focus your mind on the visualization, the guided meditation, which do a lovely job of Thor, then choose something else. No one on this planet is forgotten. No one is. But the crystals, they then bring in, which, you know, how long do we talk about? It's just endless. Even healing is absolutely endless. The crystals bring their own power. It is also a life force, not a little life force when you have a pebble, a bowl full of pebbles. Oh God, you know, they've been through the mill. I'm talking about, let's say this amethyst thing. You can see how big and how proper it's energy. It has energy in it. And that energy, it's the only type of stone, if you like. It's more than a stone that actually works with human beings. We can connect with it, and it will follow our directions. We can also move into it with our mind to feel the life force. Remember, what we see of something that is so different to human beings might be a pretty, a pleasant looking human being. It's not, there's not a human being in there, trust me. But there is a force, and we're given to identify a force that we can maybe connect with. That's all it is. But that is, see, this is, of course, the quartz. Wonderful, powerful, male, directs, heals. You move the quartz, the male quartz over the body to get it ready for healing, to accept the healing stronger and more positively, that sort of thing. And then, of course, you have the pendulum, which we will go into. The pendulum, because it's a worker. It doesn't connect with you like this. It is the guide's energy that will direct the yes or the no to what the question happens to be. But it is also very much aligned to the auric field of the body if you're giving a pendulum diagnostics. But again, it's still meditative state, meaning quiet mind, focusing on that. And then the guides will always come in, and they will always also direct which part of the body needs that extra bit of help. So fascinating. But self-healing, go for it. Go for it. It helps. It really does help.
Yeah, it really, really does.
Well, you're very, you've done an awful lot recently, haven't you?
In terms of, how do you mean?
Well, healing, of course.
Yeah.
Also your visual meditations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've been trying to heal. How do I put this? I suppose I've been trying to heal some old trauma, which has been sort of, let's use the word stuck, I suppose, within my own auric field and within my chakras. And I've been doing a lot of, self-healing through the meditation and trying to unlock that door. Because I suppose you can almost think of it as a locked door. And I'm trying to open that door and release that energy. So it's sort of
negativity.
Yeah, so it moves away, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Working, and it's really interesting because it's resurfacing lots of memories and things I've gone through, which I'd sort of forgotten. And I think those memories and events were in on itself stuck in my aura and stuck in my chakras, and they were sort of needed to be flushed out, I suppose. I think that's the way to put it, isn't it? To have it all flushed out of the system, get the crap out, basically.
Yeah. That's excellent. It Literally. Is. Yeah, it is, because it can certainly cloud our perspective as well. Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, so that's very, very good. But you're also starting a crystal healing sessions, aren't you, in London?
Yeah. I'm starting that in May. So that's going to be really interesting. and working with people in that way in groups, because that will be new to me to do that in groups. So that's going to be really interesting to see how people take to that and what kind of I suppose feelings people leave that space with, because I'll be holding that space, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether people are drawn to that or not.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be drawn. I don't suppose you can give us the address, or is it?
So it will be in absolutely. It will be in East Dulwich. It's a place called Eurospace in East Dulwich.
How do you spell that?
I think it's ORU. Eurospace.
Eurospace. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It'll be on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what time?
So it'll be on Wednesdays at 5:30 and on Sundays at 1 p.m.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
That's interesting.
really looking forward to that. That'll be exciting, and just see what kind of people are drawn to it and what kind of energies can be generated in that space.
Yeah. Excellent. That's excellent. Well, I know we all need a bit of help, a bit of energy, don't we? Positive energy, just to let go, if it's for an hour or something, just so needful, so very needful.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping that, as we were talking about before we started recording today as well, is that a lot of people, we imagine, are feeling a lot of uncertainty, stress. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty about what's going on. We were talking about how the energy is like vibrating. And I'm hoping,
yeah, it's almost like a shiver going through everybody's frame.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that space can, like, I suppose, just help people find a bit of clarity, right, and just release some of that tension, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. You get on with our lives. Well, everything is always meant for a reason. Of course, the reason this time is huge change. It really knocked the world on its head. I'm glad it's everybody, not just moi, not just us. So that makes it slightly better. But guess who's going to pick up the pieces? Is us.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah. And even we who meditate every day religiously are feeling the tension. So
Oh, it is. Oh, absolutely. I have to rely on hobbies. I have to rely on this and that just to, stop nail biting. Because I can't really totally put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I know I don't feel settled.
Yeah.
It's almost like looking over your shoulder.
Yeah. No, exactly. So, like, I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if you're feeling stressed and worried, you are not alone. We are also feeling it.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. On the stressed feeling, can I just say something? If with your lovely, if you have crystals, or if you're thinking of getting a crystal, do not say, make me feel better, because it cannot read between the lines. You may feel really sort of down in the dumps, and it will assume that's what you want to make even stronger. So you have to be very explicit, such as saying, I want to rise above my depression, call it anything, just get rid of it. Depression, my heaviness, my insecurity. Help me to move above that, because that stimulates the mechanism in the brain. Not just make me better. What you like what you are, even better, more so, more depressed. It's
so you have
really
to be you have to be really clear,
precise. Yeah,
precise.
It's not a pal. It does work with you, but it's not a pal like we know. It doesn't understand what it has to be told, what you want it to do. That's all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting about healing. And I think it's something which is incredibly necessary. And I think, it's just 15, it's like 10 to 15 minutes every day. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
That's literally it. It's a quarter of a Netflix episode.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
And it'll transform your life.
Yeah, totally.
Literally.
It just pushes it up a notch.
Yeah.
And nothing's demanded. And from that, we can literally take what we need in accordance to how we want to see life. It's not by anybody's rules, but your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Ines, what's the positive message for the week?
Oh, is there one?
Is there one?
Is there one? I was listening to the song, Give Me One Moment in Time. And guess what we've got? We have a moment in time. So what are you going to do with it? We can continue going down that rabbit hole, and we're all getting help. There are so many podcasts. There's so many messages being sent out, really positive messages. Let's all just hold on to something, one thing or another. We are being given that moment in time. It's not irreversible. Our life is not irreversible. We will get something fresh and new, and we just might like it even more.
Yeah.
It might be far more positive to far more people in the world as well, and also to ourselves. I think the way things were going with businesses, it tended to be enormously lopsided and one-sided. We all deserve a slice of the cake. As I was saying this, I work in a care home situation, and some of those people, they work so hard. It's not fair what is happening. We need the cleaners, we need the dustmen, we need, whatever, the stackers on the shelves, not just young people who need a little bit of pin money. Some of these people actually have to live off of it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to preach it, not non-political. It's just that we did get a blow on the head. The world did get.
Yeah.
And we're still reeling from it. Look at what's happening in the third national lockdown, I think, in Germany.
Yeah.
In France. Precisely. And those are strong economies.
Yeah. Yeah. And it might hit our shores once again. So we have to be careful.
Precisely. We don't know. Yeah, exactly. Because this virus doesn't care which country or which person it goes to. It's there.
Yeah. The virus does not discriminate.
Not at all. But I know it will. Okay, so it's going to be around. Fine. Just don't bug me. I think the jabs will give us that bit of freedom to repel it if we get it, that we'll have a sneeze, feeling a little bit unwell. If it's a flu type of symptom, then we'll move on. We will move on. We have to move on. We're meant to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for another Friday, Ines, as always. That was a joy. Really, really interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. So good to see you, Thor. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.